Hey, Bitcoin Jason here. I just finished basically meeting up with a pensioner. And this pensioner, he's a great man. Known him ever since I returned back to the Bitcoin Cash city. And he started buying Bitcoin Cash of me when it was around about 150, around 160 Australian dollars. Anyway, he contacted me, and he buys semi regularly, whenever he's got some few dollars. And he said, Jace, can you come around and I would like to get some Bitcoin Cash off you today? He said, yeah, no worries. So I went around there, he bought $100 worth, and he's been telling me how he loves it, how he loves Bitcoin Cash because it's like his rainy day type fund. But he's a constant customer of Kate's Chemist. See that? So Kate's Chemist has been accepting Bitcoin Cash for years, and it's great because pensioners can come and they can use their Bitcoin Cash. See, just in the time that I've known this man, the Australian dollar has lost 30% of its purchasing power, right? 30%. At the same time that I knew this man, the Bitcoin Cash has not only gone up from 160 Australian dollars, but it's around 700 now. So he's making a good thing. And so what happens is he comes to Kate's Chemist and he buys his medication. Now this is a pensioner. He doesn't have much money, but he's able to benefit his life by just coming to Kate's Chemist there and just using Bitcoin Cash that he's stacked away. Whenever he's got a few bob, it might be $10 here, $20 there. This tonight it was $100. He saved up a bit. Anyway, he's able to preserve his purchasing power. Instead of losing 30% purchasing power, he's increased it. So I'm just pretty stoked about that. G'day for those that are just logged in. I just want to promote Bitcoin Cash for Kate's Chemist here, and shout out to all the pensioners. Hi, Josie. Hi. just a shout out to the all the pensioners that are looking after Kate's Chemist. I know how things tight is with the government here. Australia losing its value and stuff like that. But yeah, Bitcoin Cash right there. Now I do have. G'day. This merchant here, this kebab shop, they used to accept Bitcoin Cash, but looks like it's changed hands. So I'm gonna have to take that off the map because unless they come on board, I'm gonna have to take that one off the map. But you can still shop at Kate's Chemist and preserve your purchasing power. And he dove. That's so true. So true. Actually, I know I do Bitcoin Cash and merchant adoption and all that sort of stuff, but I do have some songs that I've made up and some preaching that I do. I'm very into end times, and I'm a bit like, I'm open with my faith, but I don't know if it should be on my channel and that. So maybe I'll make a separate section when it talks about God, talks about the mark of the beast, the CBDCs and all that sort of stuff. But this is why I do Bitcoin Cash, is because with 247 merchants here in Townsville, Australia, I can basically debank myself. I don't need banks. I don't need them. I can say to my employer, right, because I'm actually back down during COVID, because I wouldn't take the jab, my business had to shut down. And so from there, I've been protesting this whole time, not to get digital ID, CBDCs, and that sort of stuff. So when Code Valley approached me and said, Jace, would you like to move back to Townsville, the Bitcoin Cash city, and you know, and get merchants on board and promote them and that sort of stuff, I jumped at it. Took me a while, but I jumped at it. So I guess before I log off is make sure that I am Will Satoshi. Don't give in to digital ID or the CBDCs. I am going to, for Australian audiences, if you follow me in that, I will be teaching and showing ways about that. That's another thing too about Bitcoin Cash. Actually, Paytaka has just released a system that, with their payment system at the merchant POS, you can actually accept Bitcoin Cash and have it stable. So you can, you know, if you need it for bookwork and stuff like that, and you don't want it fluctuating on you, you can basically turn it into a Bitcoin Cash stable coin. So that there, I'm going to have to educate myself on. Maybe I'll have a special guest on to talk about that, because that's going to be a game changer for merchants, because it's not really the volatility for most businesses. It's probably about 60% of merchants. It's the question of having it, what comes in the till, match it for bookkeeping, for doing their closing sales, and the till, doing the count at the end of the day, doing their bookwork. It's purely bookwork. Because the other 40% that take Bitcoin Cash, they love the fluctuation. They want it to go down, they want it to go up, because that's where they make their money, if they can take care of it. So, hi, is there anything in particular would you like me to talk on regards to Bitcoin Cash before I leave? And if you're interested in God and Mark of the Beast and preaching that sort of stuff, let me know, and I'll make a separate folder for that sort of stuff. But basically my whole Bitcoin Cash is basically the lifestyle. So anyway, guys, I gotta go. Alright, cool. Alright, well, just remember, man, I am Will Satoshi. Let's do our part. Anything under 900 Australian, Bitcoin Cash is an absolute steal. So I wouldn't worry about the price. Anything under 900 Australian, it will go up. In 2028, it's the next halving. So if it does fluctuate and stuff like that, and you don't need to trade, you just need to hold. Because I can pretty much bet you that 2028, once the halving's done and everything's settled, your coins are going to more than double. Alright, you heard it first from me. So it's gone from $160 Australian dollars to 700 from 2021 to what it is now. Alright, take care, and talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. If you have any suggestions or want me to talk about something, please let me know. Appreciate you guys. Take care. And how do I stop it? And we go close.